series. It's gonna be about roots and radicals. I'm planning to make it 4 or 5 videos. If I can finish it in 4 videos, I can do a video about challenging questions related to roots. This topic has a lot of challenging questions actually, so I can make one video for challenging questions. A radical is a root of a number. Let's say this number can be read as nth root of a, and should be equal to greater than or equal to 2, and it should be a positive integer. For example, let's say the square root of 4. If there is no any number written as a degree of the root is 2. For example, the square root of 7. This is equal to the second degree root of 7. These are the same numbers. Before diving into the roots, let me talk about the perfect squares. Okay, 1 square is 1. 2 square is 2 times 2, which is 4. 3 square is 3 times 3, which is 9. So these are the perfect squares: 1, 4, 9, and continues like this. By the way, I recommend you to memorize the perfect squares up to 15. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, and 8 times 8 is 64, 9 times 9 is 81, 10 times 10 is 100, 11 times 11 is 121, 12 times 12 is 144, 14 times 13 is 169, 15 times 14 is 196, and 15 times 15 is 220. I recommend you to learn these actually before diving into the roots. It helps you a lot. It makes your life easier when it comes to make calculations in roots and radicals, because 1 square is 1. Okay, so if you take the square root of 1, this is gonna be 1. Why? Because that square root of 1 tells us that if you multiply a number by itself, it's gonna be equal to 1. What is that number? So it is 1. Because 2 square is 4, okay, the square root of 4 is 2. Why? Because this square root of 4 tells us that if you multiply a number by itself, it's going to be equal to 4. What is that number? 2. From 9, you can say that the square root of 9 is 3. Why? Because if you multiply 3 by 3, it's going to be 9. So the square root of 9 is 3. Similarly, the square root of, let me continue from here. The square root of 16 is 4. The square root of 36, for example, is 6. And so let's say the third root of 8 is what? The degree of the root tells us that if you multiply a number by 3 times, this is going to be equal to 8. So what is that number? Of course, 2. This is equal to 2. Why? Because the third root of 8 can be written as 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, this is going to be equal to the third root of, this is, if you remember from the powers and exponents, going to be 2 to the power of 3, guys, okay? This is going to be equal to, if you write this in the form of a power, then it's going to be equal to 2 to the power of 3 divided by 3. So that 3, okay, comes to the numerator part, and that degree of the root comes to the denominator part. So let's say we have 3 square and degree of the root is 4. This is gonna be equal to 3 to the power of 2 divided by 4. Okay? And here, if you simplify this fraction, it's gonna be 3 to the power of 1 divided by 2. So this is gonna be equal to the square root of 3 to the power of 1. This is actually the square root of 3. Another example, let's say the fifth root of 32. This is equal to 32. If you remember, it is 2 times 2 times 3, 4, 5. If you multiply 5 2's, okay, by itself, it's gonna be 32. So this expression can be written as the fifth root of 2 to the power of 5. This is equal to, actually you can think this expression as these are cancelled. Okay, 5 and 5, they are gone. Or mathematically, actually this is equal to 2 to the power of 5 divided by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1, 2 to the power of 1 is 2, so this is 2. For example, let's say we have square root of 4 plus the third root of 27 minus the fourth root of 64 plus the third root of 125. Okay, the square root of 4 can be written as, 4 is equal to 2 to the power of 2 plus the third root of 27. 27 is 3 to the power of 3 minus the fourth root of 8 square plus 125 is the third root of 5. This 2 comes out, okay, by just leaving this 2. Or we can just write 2 to the power of 2 divided by 2 plus 3 to the power of 3 divided by 3. Again, you can think of this expression, that 3, as that 3 leaves its power and goes out as itself. So in the next step, this expression is going to be just 2. Minus, here, this is going to be equal to 8 to the power of 2 divided by 4 plus 5 to the power of 3 divided by 3. So it's going to be minus 8 to the power of 1 divided by 2 plus 5 to the power of 1. Here we have 2, we have 3, which makes it 5, and we have one more 5 here, so it's going to be 10. The result is 10 minus, we have 8 to the power of 1 divided by 2, guys, which is equal to 10 minus the square root of 8. And if you go further analyzing that square root of 8, we just write it here, this is going to be equal to 8 can be written as 4 times 2. Yes, this 4 comes out as 2, okay, 2, but that 2 cannot, so it's going to stay inside the roots. So it's going to be 2 times square root of 2. So the whole answer is 10 minus 2 square root of. In this example, square root of 36 can be written as 6 to the power of 2 inside the roots minus the third root of negative 125. Negative 125 is the negative 5 to the power of 3, guys, plus the third root of 64. 64 is 4 to the power of 3. Okay, this is going to be equal to, this 6 comes out as itself by just leaving its exponent, because here we have 2, so you can think this of like this 2 goes with this one. So it's going to be 6, but as we did it in the previous examples, you can think it of as 6 to the power of 2. This is the square root, so it's going to be 6 to the power of 2 divided by 2, which is also 6. Okay. Anyway, this is 6 minus, this is going to be negative 5 to the power of 3 divided by 3 plus 4 to the power of 3 divided by 3. So it's going to be 6 minus, these are gone, so it's going to be negative 5 to the power of 1, but there is also a negative in front of it, so negative times negative is going to be plus. So 6 plus 5 plus, these 3's are gone, so we have another 4 here, and if you add 6 by 5 and then by 4, we're going to have 15. Here, guys, I want to point out something that is extremely important, okay, because here we have the odd number 3, then the inside of the root can be negative. If it was an even number, and then the inside cannot be a negative number in real numbers, okay? We are talking about all the times real numbers. Let's say we have a square root and this is an even number, okay? This number, let's say a, okay? A always should be equal to greater than or equal to 0. I mean, it cannot be a negative number. But if the root, the degree of the root is an odd number, okay, then a cannot be A can be anything. Okay, A is anything from real numbers. Can be negative, can be positive, but again and again, that is extremely important. If you are talking about the roots where the root degree is an even number, then the inside of the root always has to be greater than or equal to 0. Let's finish this video with this example. Here we have 7th root of -1. So you can write the first term as -1 to the power of 7, right? Because if you multiply 7 times -1, it's going to be still -1. So I can write -1 as -1 to the power of 7. Plus, this 0 can be written as 0 to the power of 6, right? Because if you multiply 0 times 0, 6 times 0, it's going to be still 0. Minus, here this 4, okay, because it's an even number, makes this negative a positive number. Okay, so I will write the question like this. It's gonna be 2 to the power of 4. As you can see, I made it positive. Because 4 is an even number, the inside cannot be a negative, so because of that, I made this negative, okay, as positive here. So it's gonna be 2 to the power of 4. If this 4, okay guys, was an odd number, then the question should be wrong, because we cannot find any solution in real numbers. Okay, we can find a solution in the complex numbers, but we are talking about the real numbers, and just at the moment, just forget the complex numbers. Okay, we will talk about it later. So I'm continuing. Plus 1 can be written as 1 to the power of 4, because if you multiply 4 once, still it's gonna be 1. Plus 27 is 3 to the power of 3, and the root degree is 3 also. And now if you look at the question, that -1 comes out as -1, plus that comes out as 0, minus that comes out as 2, plus that comes out as 1, plus, and we have 3 here also. So -1 plus -2 is going to be -3 plus 1 plus 3. That -3 cancels this +3, and the leftover is 1. So that is the results. And let's leave it here, guys, for this video. We're going to continue later. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the next video.